So moving on, let's look at some examples now of what's in the assignment on Mathspace. The first type of problem we have here on the screen, number one, write q to the negative third in positive exponential form. So what that's asking us to do is we have a negative exponent here. We want to write this with a positive exponent. And the way that we do that is the same way we did with the examples in the other video and as we did up here, right? We had a to the negative third, and when we rewrote it, we ended up with 1 over a to the third. Okay, so that's all it's asking us to do here. So we know that q to the negative third is the same as 1 over q times 1 divided by q times 1 divided by q, which is 1 over q to the third. And there we have this written now, and the exponent is positive. On the second problem, write 1 divided by n to the third in negative exponent form. What this is really asking us to do now is go backwards, right? So we want to have a negative exponent in our answer. So we're doing the reverse process of what we just did in the first problem. So if we have 1 over n to the third, we know that that can be written as n to the negative 3. Negative third power, and there's our negative exponent. Another type of problem in Mathspace will ask us to find the value of n such that 1/9 equals 3 to the n. So the key here is, what would the exponent have to be for me to have 1 over 9? Right, so if I'm going from a positive 3 here, or a 3 as a whole number, and it ends up as a fraction, we know that n has to be a negative exponent. So 1 over 9 equals 3 to the n. Well, how many times can I multiply 3 by itself to result in 9? And we know that's 2 times. 3 times 3 is 9. But I need an exponent that will give me 1/9. So this is 3 to the negative second. And I can prove that because it's 1 over 3 times 1 over 3, which is 1/9. So here's my answer. N must be -2. In the fourth example, we're being asked to express 4x to the negative third with a positive exponent. So this is very similar to the first problem that we did right here, except now we have a coefficient. We have the 4 there. So we know that this is 4 times x to the negative third. If I expand it out there with the multiplication symbol, it's 4 times x to the negative third power. And we can simplify the x to the negative third. We know how to write that as an exponent with a positive power now. That's a reciprocal, and it's 1 over x to the third. And then we can just multiply the 4 and the 1 over x to the third together. So 4 over 1 times 1 over x to the third. Numerator times numerator. 4 times 1 is 4. Denominator times denominator. 1 times x to the third is x to the third. And that would be the final answer. Lastly, we have a problem like this. It's asking us to simplify x to the fourth raised to the negative second power. We've done problems like this before. This is a power raised to a power. And we know in this situation we can multiply the exponents. So x to the fourth to the negative second is x to the negative eighth. 4 times -2 is -8. And to simplify it, we need to have a positive exponent. That's typically what we mean by simplify. We always want a positive exponent. Well, that -8 tells us it's a reciprocal, and it's going to be 1 over x to the 8th. So these are the types of problems in Mathspace that you have to do. If you go back to this video and just look at the steps that we did here for each problem as you're solving it, you should be good to go. Email me if you have any questions. Good luck.